It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Cold Town Beer. It's a can of their hopped up wheat ale called Cold Wheat Beer. It's coming in at 4% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. There's a look at the can. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Whoa, look at that. Little bit of a dribble on the can opening. There you go. That's not too bad though. I always open my beer over the sink. If you're a craft beer drinker, you've been a craft beer drinker for a little while, you'll be used to this. You'll be used to opening cans over your sink. You'll probably make that one mistake of opening a can of craft beer over your cream sofa, over your cream carpet, and you'll never do it again. Because what you get from craft beer, it's not like a Foster's or a Carlin or some other rubbish, you know, where you open the can and it, you know, everything's settled and everything's kind of quality controlled to the hilt type of thing, because they got the money. These big companies have got the money to throw £1 million or £2 million into every time you open your can of beer. It's not going to spill everywhere. But the smaller craft brewers, with lots more flavour in their beer, lots more taste, they don't have that luxury. They don't have that luxury of paying all that money to make sure your beer kind of opens up in a very behaved way. So for years and years, I've always opened my beers over the sink. Cold Town Brew. I'm going to start off by saying I have reviewed one of their beers previously. It was like a porn star ale or something like that. I wasn't a fan. I really wasn't a fan of the beer. But of course, we will go back. We will give something else a try from them. I like the sound of this, a hopped up wheat ale. Even though it's got a massive head on it. What I can do for now is tell you about where you can buy this beer. beersofeurope.co.uk, the largest online beer store in the UK with a fabulous range of beers from all around the world. Beers of Europe just sell some terrific beer. They really do. If you've been on holiday, if you've worked away, you really like the beer, you were away drinking, you know, in Spain or Portugal or France or Germany, Belgium, wherever, then you'll probably find it on beersofeurope.co.uk. They really are a really good beer specialist. And the largest, their shop is huge. So there's a link in the description box for that. Right, we're struggling a bit here, aren't we? Trying to get a pour out of this beer. What I would have ideally liked to have done with this beer is got the beer in the glass, swirled it around, the last drop in the can, and then dumped that in for that added wheat beer flavour. We won't be able to do that for a while. So I'm imagining the beer is going to change. The flavour is going to change as I'm drinking this. It'll be probably light in flavour at the moment. The more we can get that sedimenty stuff in the bottom of the can into the glass, the better. I say sedimenty stuff, I mean kind of, it's unfiltered, it's bits of yeast. So straw coloured, let's get the aroma then. It smells quite nice actually. A little bit of spiciness, pepperiness. You definitely get that wheat, that bit of sweet wheat coming through. Little bit of clove, little bit of banana. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's interesting. Oh, it's very refreshing at 4% ABV. Very drinkable. Yeah, but we're definitely battling with that head a little bit. It's a shame. I do have a widget in the bottom of this glass, or there's a little bit of etching in the bottom of this glass. But what I will say is it's not going to make that much of a difference to that head. That head would be there anyway, you know, if you poured it into a glass without etching, it's going to be there. So what are we picking up then? What flavours are we getting? It's really nice. It's got a tutti fruity, like slight mango taste to it. But in that mango is a little bit of spiciness and pepperiness and a little bit of bitterness coming through. There's a little bit of banana and clove. You definitely get a little bit of the wheat as well. It's quite good, this. It's quite good. For me, it's a definite improvement on the, I think it was called a Porn Star Martini beer. Wasn't a fan of that. Right, everything, sediment, everything now is in the bottom of this glass. It hasn't really changed that much. I suppose it's gone slightly hazier and it's settled the carbonation down a little bit. But I like it. It's a winner for me. The reason why it's a winner is it's just so drinkable. It's just so refreshing. 4% ABV, and there's flavours of a little touch of mango. You get the wheat flavour from the malt and wheat, of course. It's spicy and peppery. You get that slight kind of estery kind of banana and clove coming through. So there's lots going on. There's lots going on in terms of that 4% ABV. And I quite like this strength of beer these days. I quite like your 4%ers, your 5%ers, because it's a little bit more respectable. What I'm finding at the moment, and I never wanted to bring this into a beer review, but I'm going to do it anyway. I found, especially with some of the supermarket beers, that I've been getting a really bad headache, like an hour after drinking, say I've drunk 3 cans of supermarket IPA at £3 a can. I find I've got a rocking headache about an hour or so after drinking them. Somebody mentioned to me in the comments that it was they use torrefied wheat or some kind of dextrin or something, like dextrin wheat or something, dextrose malt, which I'm sure it's a kind of sugared kind of malt or something. I think that's what's giving me a headache. I can tell, the reason why I'm bringing that up is I can tell this is kind of pure brew beer. I could drink 6 cans of this and I'm not going to get like a really bad headache, which I quite fear these days, because when I get a headache, I get a stonker of a headache and I can't move my head. And that's what's been happening to me lately with these supermarket beers. It's been giving me down the back of my neck like shooting pains, and it's just supermarket beer. I'm pretty sure of it. Cheaply brewed supermarket beer. This seems like I could drink it till the cows come home and I'm not going to have a headache. It tastes really good. It tastes super fresh. It tastes super real, you know, like just real good ingredients in the beer. It's a hop and Weizen. It contains water, malted barley, wheat, hops and yeast. Cold Town Brew. They've really changed my opinion of their beer. After drinking the Porn Star Martini beer, I was like, this is dreadful. But this is really good. This is really good. I think this is the way forward for Cold Town Brew, Cold Town Beer. I think they could really stick this into, dare I say it, a supermarket, but brew it properly, of course, and they would sell a lot of this, I'm pretty sure of it. I'm going to rate it. Great lacing. Slightly disappointing with the head retention, how much head we had on the beer, but I mean, I'm sure, pardon me, I'm sure we can sort that out. I like that. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!